It is Better Country 101.7 The Bull. Good to be with you here this morning. My name's Wyatt, and we are joined by a very special guest, a guest that you can see perform live at this year's Henderson County Fair in Stronghurst. That's happening this Thursday. This man's been around the country music business a long time. Happy to have him with us this morning. Casey Donahew joining us. Casey, good to talk to you, my friend. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. How are you guys?
I'm doing all right, man. We appreciate you coming in and chatting with us here this morning. Very excited for your performance this week. Let's get into some things here. You've been doing this for quite some time now. Says you started writing some songs in high school, and you credit past relationships as your inspiration for your early work. You even said once you get a heart broken one time, there's got a lot of things to say. So were you already considering a career in country music, and the breakup kind of was the accelerator, or how did things in the music business come about?
You know, not really. I just started writing songs. I always enjoyed music, and storytelling's always been my favorite part of this whole business. And I just started writing songs, and then I didn't start playing guitar till I got to college. So my freshman year of college, my roommate actually played guitar, and so I went home and got a guitar from my grandpa and just taught myself how to play. And I learned 3 chords, and 22 years later, still the only 3 chords I know, but seems to be working out.
Well, hey, it is working out for you, and you've turned yourself into a pretty good career. Your website says that for your shows and things like that, you get your inspiration from one Mr. Garth Brooks. That's certainly a good man to get some inspiration on, and his massive live shows that he does. What things specifically do you look at about his shows that you really enjoy and try to tie into your shows that you do?
Just the energy, I love interacting with the crowd and, putting on a show. I think it's important, to entertain people. They've taken time out of their life. They've spent money to come see you play music, and, they deserve to get the full treatment.
We're talking to Casey Donahew. He'll be at the Henderson County Fair coming up on Thursday. We'll be there as well. We'll get some details at 1017thebull.com. You are often associated with the term Texas country, and maybe for those of us here in Iowa, Illinois, maybe we just don't know the difference. I do, as someone who works in country radio, but there's some folks out there who may not know. What kind of is the difference between Texas country and what you may hear on the mainstream country music stations?
Most people in Texas are independent artists. I think that's the biggest difference. Nashville's, most people have label deals, or if they're really successful, they have label deals. And I think Texas music was just a way to avoid having to leave Texas and be successful. And there's a lot of singer-songwriters down here, and there's a lot of folks that never leave Texas and have really great careers down here too. So it's its own unique situation, but I would say the biggest difference is just the independent part, just doing it on your own and doing it on your terms.
So that kind of ties into my next question that I have here. Did you ever consider making a move to Nashville, or were you always going to be a Texas boy, always going to do the Texas country aspect of things?
We still do a lot of stuff in Nashville. I was never moving out of Texas ever. was my stance. We took a lot of meetings early on, and we're still booked out of Nashville. We still record records in Nashville, and there's a lot of great parts of Nashville. I just there's too much Texas in me to up and move, so we're still here.
I certainly understand that. We're talking to Casey Donahew. He is the entertainment Thursday night happening at the Henderson County Fair in Stronghurst. Well, you're staying in Texas has kind of led you, now since you get to do that independent thing, writing and doing some things throughout your career. Your website says that it's also always been about the song for your career. Your songs cover a variety of topics, drawing a lot of those songs from the highs and lows of real life. So are you constantly jotting down ideas as you go through life, and then you sit down and decide, okay, what can I fit into a song? What's the songwriting process like for you?
Yeah, it never ends. I wrote a song on my phone 2 days ago. I was out working at the ranch, and just had an idea and wrote a verse and a chorus without a guitar, just singing into my phone, and saved it, and I'll sit down and mess with it later. But I'm not a big collaborator. I usually write most of my songs alone. and it's just kind of the way I've always done it. And just I don't think everyone else does it like that. A lot of people set up times and like, hey, I'm going to go write songs on next Monday and Tuesday in Nashville, and it's just not the way I do it. I write songs when they happen and when they come to me.
Well, everybody's
on my own pace.
Yeah, everybody's got their own speed. So, and like I said, you've been doing pretty good doing your own thing. I saw on your socials that you were in Cabo recently. Was that a vacation, or are you doing shows down there? And how was Cabo?
Yeah, I do. I've done a festival. I started a festival about 8 years ago, and it's called Boots on the Beach. And I think, this is year 8 or year 7. I can't remember. But it's kind of turned into a thing. So now we actually do 3 separate weeks in Cabo every summer. So we've got the last one, week 3, starts Sunday. So I'll be coming in from these shows, heading back and getting right on an airplane and going to Cabo for week 3. And it's a great lineup. It's a great venue, and man, it's really taken on a life of its own.
It's certainly a fun way to spend a week of your life there. Talking to Casey Donahew here. He'll be at the Henderson County Fair coming up Thursday night. Very excited for that. I did also see on your YouTube page, you got a new song that you just released last month. Is there a new album in the works, or is that just kind of a one-off?
No, we've put out about 3, and I think there's a new one coming out Friday. Our single came out last week. It's called Hungover Again, but there's a new record coming towards the end of summer, and we're just kind of putting out some teaser songs to get a little momentum.
Casey Donahew joining us again here on 101.7 The Bull. A couple more questions for you, Casey. Don't want to take up too much more of your time. What can folks expect at Thursday night at Henderson County Fair over in Stronghurst? What can folks expect from your upcoming show here this week?
I mean, other than the greatest night of your life, I don't want to oversell it. I want to try to keep expectations at a minimum. No, we're going to have fun. That's what we're going to do. I don't know if you know who I am or you don't know who I am, come out. We're going to have a good time. We're going to sing along, and we have a lot of energy, and we're going to put on a show and entertain you.
And then for folks who are either interested in keeping up with you, or Thursday they get done and it is one of the best nights of their life, they want to stay in touch with you. Where can folks find you on social media there?
Just go to CaseyDonahew.com, and it's got all the social media spots there, the Instagrams and Twitters and MySpace. I don't know if we do MySpace still, but we should bring it back if we don't do it.
You know what? We should. I wasn't actually on MySpace, believe it or not, back in the day, but that's another story for another day. His name's Casey Donahew. He will be in Stronghurst on Thursday night, the Henderson County Fair. Going to be a good show and a real fun time. He's a fun guy. Casey, thanks so much for spending some time with us here this morning. You have a good one, all right? We'll see you Thursday.
All right, man. Looking forward to it. Thank you.
Hey, thank you so much.